Hey guys, what's up? My name is Renee. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. Today's video, as the title states, is just going to be kind of like a first trimester recap. My first pregnancy. So this is coming all from a first timer experience. I thought I would do a little recap of like the lessons I've learned, the books that you should probably get, symptoms, like all the above. We're gonna go through it. And I think this is gonna be a good video, not only for other people to learn from, but also for myself to look back on and hopefully remember these fond memories of being pregnant and the first trimester, which is like what I've heard the worst. We'll get into it. So the first trimester is from conception to 12 weeks. Now I think this trimester is filled with a lot of anxiety, fear, stress, overwhelm, emotions. It's not the most fun. It's such a beautiful thing to be pregnant, and I think being pregnant is such a blessing, and I'm extremely grateful for all the experiences that my body's going through, but the first trimester was really something else. The first thing I'm going to talk about are these symptoms. Early on, before I even knew I was pregnant, I honestly thought I was getting my period, and it's not something that I really planned for. So I was just waiting for my period, and I got like those crampy feelings. It just feels like you're about to get your period. Your boobs are really sore, period-like cramps. Now there were a few symptoms that I went through that now that I look back on are probably related to the pregnancy. The first one is that I felt really faint one night. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I was just like, I felt faint while I was lying down, which was really weird, and I thought it was because I was really hot, so I went to the AC and was gonna put it down. I remember thinking like on the way back to the bed, I'm like, I'm falling, like I'm going down. I felt so lightheaded. It was like very feverish. I was cold and I was going down. I remember jumping from my living room to my bed because I thought I was gonna faint. And it was just like the weirdest thing, and it was just one little like part of the night. I woke up fine, I went to bed fine, but I remember talking to somebody who recently got pregnant as well, and she almost, I think she actually fainted in her kitchen. So that might be like an early pregnancy symptom, but that definitely I've noticed is a correlated symptom for people who have just gotten pregnant. Now my boobs were sore. I think like anytime you get your period and when you're pregnant, obviously your boobs get really sore. So the only difference in that soreness was when I was running on the treadmill one morning. I remember thinking like, oh my God, like TMI by the way, I'm sure this is all females watching this anyway. My nipples were like so sore. I know that certain runners, they get some sort of reaction like that, but those are like marathon runners. And I remember thinking when I was running, I'm like, oh my God, like, am I turning into a runner? Like, what's going on? It hurt so bad. It just felt like sandpaper rubbing against them. It was awful. Obviously, one of the main symptoms is fatigue, and you're extremely exhausted. It's not even like you're tired. It's like you can't even catch up. 3 naps a day. I was falling asleep at 7 p.m. I couldn't catch enough sleep. I had no motivation, no energy, no drive. It was just so unlike me. And then breakouts. So I am very blessed and fortunate to have clear skin. I've never really dealt with acne. I just started noticing just like 1 or 2 pimples here and there, and I remember thinking like every time one went away, another one would pop up, and I'm like, what is going on? Like I must be getting my period soon. And then the weirdest craving before I found out, this is all before I found out I was pregnant. I remember going through tubes of Greek yogurt, the Fage one, and I was eating it like ice cream. I couldn't get enough yogurt. I was just chowing down on the yogurt. So I found out week 5. The fatigue continued. It actually got worse. It was really tough because I wasn't getting anything done. It was like extreme exhaustion is what it was. Boobs were continuing to get sore. They were getting bigger and just really sore to the touch. My back was kind of hurting. And then I had this really weird symptom that my boyfriend's mom got when she was pregnant with him. Let me know if you guys have ever had this, especially if you're pregnant with a boy. But there's like this it wasn't even a pain. It was like this feeling on my right upper leg, down my leg. I don't know how else to describe it. It was almost like an ache or like a pain. It was, I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't like horrible. It's something I felt. And then underlying nausea. So when I say underlying nausea, it's like I'm nauseous, but I couldn't throw up even if I wanted to. It felt like being hungover every single day, but you're not drinking. You're like sober and waking up hungover every day. My nausea typically started around like 11 o'clock. It didn't really start too early, but it would gradually like just get worse throughout the morning, and then I would just stay nauseous, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night kind of nauseous too. So week 7 comes around, still nausea, still very tired, boobs are still on fire. Something new that I had were like more food aversions, so I couldn't have any big meals. I didn't really want big meals to begin with, but if I ever found myself hungry eating a big meal, I got so sick after. Like, it's like you're so full to the point where you're nauseous and you just regret it, and you have to wait for it to digest to even go away. It's awful. So just smaller meals throughout the day is what helped me. I had a lower right abdomen pain. I think that's just like a growing pain. Nothing too crazy, like it didn't hurt extremely bad. It's just something I was aware of. Any tight clothing drove me crazy, like sports bras, leggings. I couldn't breathe. I was like, I just felt so annoyed and like tight and uncomfortable. That was the last week that I probably wore any sort of like jeans or any tight pants. Dresses are the way to go, and leggings are the way to go from here on out. And then the sun and the heat killed me. Like, I can't breathe. I feel like I'm overheating. I want to throw up. Again, the sun and the heat was a no-go for me, which sucks because I'm here in Florida in the summertime, but I've heard that it's better than having it during the 3rd trimester, so I'll take it. This is when the cravings started to kick in a little bit. Kettle chips were something that I craved really early on, just like a lot of salty foods. The only thing that helps me with nausea to begin with is Sprite, but I know Sprite is super unhealthy. It has sugar and all these like chemicals in it. What I opted for was Pellegrino with lemon. That really helped with my nausea. Those little like peanut butter cracker things, sometimes the cheese ones. Bagels. I went through a week of bagels. Like, my cravings are so weird. I'll crave them for a week. I'll eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then I'm done, and then I crave something else the next week. It's not like a craving that I have throughout my entire pregnancy. It's just like a week of this specific food. Any sort of like plain chicken sandwich, like a Chick-fil-A sandwich or PDQ, I didn't want anything on it besides bread and chicken. Sometimes mayo. Like, the simpler the better. And then the things that helped me with my nausea were crackers, sometimes Cheerios, just anything that could like absorb whatever was going on in my stomach at the time. And then my 8 weeks came along, and that's when my nausea peaked. That was probably like the worst week. And then starting week 9 or 10 was when my nausea went away. I say it went away like mid 10 week, and every time I say it went away, it would come back one day, and then it would go away for 2 days, and then it would come back one day. And you notice certain symptoms like that, like they'll come and then they'll go. That doesn't mean anything. It just means that your body's going through these changes, and sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. I used to freak out when I didn't have certain symptoms on one day, and I'm like, what's happening? But it's just, that's what it is. It fluctuates. Still acne. I've been having acne throughout my entire pregnancy. I'm having a boy. Everyone says if you have a girl, they take away your looks, but I don't know. I think it's just my hormones. It's not too bad. It's not the worst. Like, I still have some here on my forehead, and you know what? I'll take it. I wrote on here that my nipples felt like razors. Headaches started here. This is when I was starting to get migraines. I did talk to my doctor, and he said that caffeine actually helps, which, talk to your doctor obviously before, because I wasn't having caffeine at all throughout my entire pregnancy. And then when I started getting headaches, he told me that it was not that big of a deal, and I could have a glass or 2 every day. So the caffeine definitely does help with the headaches. And then more backaches. The aversions that I've gotten from the beginning were broccoli, specifically broccolini, and I think it's because I meal prepped the week before I found out, and that was all that was in my fridge, was broccolini, and every time I looked at it, I was just like, bleh. So anytime I thought about broccoli or broccolini, I couldn't do it. And that's weird because I love broccoli. And then any vegetables and anything that overcomplicated things. Like, I just wanted the most plain, simple, like bread, chicken, dairy. That's all I wanted. So now I'm gonna go through some must-haves that really helped me during my first trimester. First things first is books. This book is my favorite. This is called Bumpin'. It's like the modern guide to pregnancy, and it's amazing. It has like little pages here for your partner to read. They really simplify certain symptoms, why you're getting them. They explain it really well. There's like a sense of humor in here. And then obviously the Holy Grail. This is like the Bible of being pregnant. It's what to expect when you're expecting. If you need any sort of questions, they have an index. You can find exactly what you're looking for. It's literally like a dictionary for pregnancy, and it is broken down by month. Again, tells you about your symptoms. It goes into things that are probably not the most fun to talk about. It makes you feel less alone, and you learn a lot from this book. So these are the 2 books that I have, and they have been amazing thus far. The apps that I have Flow, so this is how I track my period, and so when I got pregnant, I just changed the thing to being pregnant, and it tracks my pregnancy with my period, but I gravitate more towards the What to Expect When You're Expecting app because it gives you updates every single month. It'll go through your symptoms. It'll tell you why you're going through certain symptoms. There's like informative videos. Your friends and family can use them, and you can watch your baby grow, and it tells you what size fruit they are, what size 90s nostalgia item they are. Like, it's an interesting, really easy to navigate app, and I really love it. Another thing is my pregnancy pillow. I probably don't need one of these just yet because I don't have too big of a bump, but this is the BB Hug Me pregnancy pillow, and let me just tell you, it is the best thing in the entire world. I sleep with it every night. It has won so many awards. Even Nova's getting excited about it. She's like, hell yeah. It is so comfortable. I splurged on this one, but I know I'm gonna keep it forever. You can sit on it like this eventually. You can breastfeed with it eventually. I sleep on it like this. It's just a wonderful pillow. I'm obsessed with it. Xander's obsessed with it. Like, it's just great. The serum that I use for any sort of stretch marks or anything, which I have yet to get, and I'm a pretty thin person. Like, I was talking to my mom yesterday, I'm like, how is my skin like doing this right now? Like, I feel so tight all the time. But I use this serum called Aversions Belly Serum. And again, it's really, really, really highly rated. And I will use this every time after I shower on my boobs and my stomach. That way my body is very nice and moisturized when it's stretching. The reviews are insane. And I feel so luxurious. It smells like a hotel, like luxury item. Come on, Novi, you got it. Come on. She's a big girl, she can jump. She jumps all the time. Sometimes she'll just look at me like, help me. I'm like, I can't. Come on, touch. Here she goes. Oh no. My prenatals. So this is a very important thing that I'm very big into diet and what I put in my body, and I wanted something that was like the best quality, the best ingredients, and I did massive amounts of research. And the prenatal that I use, I don't have in front of me right now, so I forgot the name of it, but I'll pop it right here. And everything that I mentioned will be linked in the description box if you guys want to shop around. But this one was made by a nutritionist, and I'm pretty sure she's a like pre and postnatal nutritionist as well. So she is a doctor. It is a little bit more on the expensive side, but I know that my baby's getting all the nutrients that it gets, especially in the first trimester when it's really hard to eat healthy and keep up with your vitamins and all of that stuff. And then you're also more prone to UTIs when you are pregnant. So I take D-Minos, which is a cranberry supplement, and it prevents UTIs, and it has prevented UTIs whether you're pregnant or not. Obviously talk to your doctor before any supplement taking or changing up certain like routines with that. Clothing, Altered State, it's a really good clothing store for me just because it's a little bit more conservative, but they still have really cute trendy like dresses, and it's a little bit more on the girly side, but I really love them. They're really great quality clothes and they fit me really well. Hollister and Abercrombie are really good for just like simple neutral stuff. Target, obviously. I have like a sports bra that I use now that is a size medium, look at me. Leggings, I have like a lot of their like looser like workout tops. And then Princess Polly, like I get a lot of my stuff from Princess Polly. You just gotta upsize, and it's give and take. I haven't shopped maternity yet. I haven't needed to, thank God, but I did try motherhood and I hated it. Some stuff from, I think it's called Pink Blush, was okay. So if you guys have any like updates for me when I do my second trimester, I'll probably know a little bit more about it, but comment down below if you have any really good quality maternity clothes that aren't too expensive but still cute and not like overly maternal. Like a lot of these maternity shops are just they all look the same. They're all like those girls that are just like in those long dresses and like with horses and like in photo shoots. I'm like, I don't need that. I just need something like every day. And then my Aritzia leggings right now, the butter leggings, are saving my life. My Lululemon ones are a little bit more tighter, but my Aritzia ones literally feel like butter. They're called TNA butter leggings for a reason, and they fit me well so far, and they're just such form-fitted, skin tight, but comfortable leggings. Now I'm gonna dive into the lessons that I've learned. When you are in your first trimester, especially if this is your first pregnancy, you're gonna get a lot of anxiety and disbelief whether you're pregnant or not, especially too if it's unexpected, and that's normal. Like, you're growing into being a mom, and it's normal to worry a little bit more than extra, and the anxiety and fear everyone gets, I think, whether you're the first timer or not. So you're not alone. Do not compare yourself to other people, especially on Instagram. I never was that kind of person to compare myself, but when you see all these people being pregnant and like these perfect lives and you're just like, what's going on? You should watch the movie What to Expect When You're Expecting, and there's a perfect example of that. It's really hard to not compare yourself to people, but everyone's pregnancy is different, everyone's body is different, everyone's situation is different, and you just gotta respect everyone for being a boss female, especially yourself. There's like certain things that people don't talk about that can be a little bit harder to talk about because it's not the prettiest. Listen to your body. You know what's best for you. If you need to sit down, if you need to say no more often, if you need space, if you need to cry, you are growing a human being in your body. Your body knows best for itself and for the baby. So always listen to your body and never be afraid to offend people or hurt people's feelings, because you're doing something that is absolutely out of this freaking world, and you should listen to it because you're smarter than everyone else around you right now. Also, talk to your doctor. Don't Google stuff, especially when you get scary things going on or weird symptoms. When you Google, you are just going to hate yourself. You're gonna cry, you're gonna freak out, especially over the weekend when the doctors are closed. Like, just don't do it. Always talk to your doctor. Your doctor comes first. Don't talk to other people about it. If you're concerned about something or you're a little worried about something, always ask your doctor. There's no dumb question, and you can't go in too many times. And then it's not all pretty and easy. There's certain things that you're gonna overcome and have to like get over. I am GMS positive. I have RH positive or something like that because my blood type is a certain way and I have to get a shot in my butt. Like, there's spotting involved that freaked me out in the beginning. There's symptoms that are going to be unique to you, but they're not unique to you. You're gonna think they're unique to you and you're gonna freak out and think, oh my God, this is so weird. Something's happening, something's wrong with me. Nope, odds are a female has been through exactly what you're going through. And again, talk to your doctor. Not everyone's the same. Personalize your pregnancy to yourself and yourself only, not to other people or what you're reading online. So that is my first trimester recap. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. I do want to know where a good pair of maternity leggings are, and specifically maternity everyday clothes. I've been keeping track of this, so I'll definitely do an updated second trimester recap once I'm in my third. What the hell? And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon.